And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes appear on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Yes, I'm on a couple of minutes early. I happen to be ready. I figured, hey, if I can get on a little earlier, why the heck not make life a little easier on myself? Tonight, my friends, hold on. Let's see. Do I want to do that? Yeah, that looks good. Tonight, my friends, I want to, of course, catch up on the news. We're going to see some new images. You might see a scattered new reveal thrown in. I don't think it's going to be anything hugely earth-shattering. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see. Maybe it'll be something that you'll be like, heck, I did not know that. You never know. We, of course, will do the trivia. Tonight's unboxing, I literally have no clue what it is. It is for me and Starscream Wife. So when the unboxing time comes, I actually got to holler out to her, and she's got to come down and do part of this. This is courtesy of our buddy Dragonfly. I pre-cut the tape, but I have not opened the flaps. I literally have no idea of one thing in this box. For all I know, it's a box of rubber bands. I don't believe that it's a box of rubber bands, but hey, you never know. Let's see who we got in here before we get going. Hey, Waspinator. Inconsiderate Prime. Nice. Inconsiderate Prime. That is an oxymoron if ever I heard one. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Big M. Celestial. Hey, Francis. Got Romulus. I saw a review for him. He looks great. I mean, he is definitely meant, I think, ideally to go with the Earthrise. I've said this before, but you know what? Like, he's a great Megatron. Bit weird when you do that head move to the side that he can do, but yeah, I mean, he seems pretty splendid. Great articulation for the most part. Seems like a pretty, considering the difficulty that they've always had in doing him as a pistol, he pulls it off pretty well. And if you're like me and you got like little girl hands, like, I think it would fit in my hand great. So yeah, congratulations, Francis. Hey, Transformers Talk Raw. Blue, happy to see you. Hope I answered your questions about exactly what it is I do. Starscream Wife has a bazooka. Don't give her ideas. That's the last thing she needs. She does not need a bazooka in her life. Next thing you know, that's what she'll be asking for her birthday or Mother's Day or next Christmas or something. Oh, don't do the what's in the box. We just watched 7, like, oh, I don't know, last weekend, like very recently. Just finished working out. That's a good thing to do. I'm starting to watch The Rookie. Is that cop show with Nathan Fillion? I think it's Nathan Fillion. Enjoy, I guess. Let me pull this down a little bit. Rhymo's feet can actually be adjusted so his height is closer to 86 Prime. There's a YouTube. Interesting. I mean, he could use it. I don't know. Does it affect? I'm going to ask Matt. I'm going to ask, buddy. Does whatever it is you do with the feet, does it affect his articulation any? I'm just curious because I don't really know. I mean, I have Hegemon, and that's my guy to go with my 86. Right, the aesthetic is just perfect. But interesting to note though. It's also in my home state here in LA. I'd laugh my tail off if I saw myself or anyone I know in the background. You might hear the buzz again because I got to check this out, guys. Hold on one moment. I just got to check something out. And then we're going to get going with the actual news tonight. Bear with me here a second, guys. I gotta check this out. No, that's not for me. Okay. From what I saw, I haven't tried it with my Romulus. It affects the downward hinge on the ankle, but I can't confirm that for sure. Okay, interesting. Interesting to know. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into things right away now this evening. Let's see. Where should I begin? I guess we'll begin here. Boom. And this, friends, is the T-Spark Zone event that Takara had. In here, you're going to see Nucleon Quest Convoy, which is basically the MPG Super Ginrai in alternate colors, mostly black. You'll see the crossover Basara Convoy. That's the one I think that's crossed over with Macross 7, if I'm not mistaken. MP Rat Trap, or Rattle if you prefer. You'll see Predaking in here, Missing Link RC, along with some other things, of course. So we're just quickly going to run through like a few of the images. I'm not going to do all of the images. I don't particularly want to do all of the images because there's a lot, but you can see that this was a big display. There is Predaking in all of his glory. Looks great. The wings are certainly angled up. A lot of people, I mentioned this last week, said that they think he's going to scale with mainline combiners. I really believe he's bigger than those. I mean, could you pull it off? Yeah, probably. But I think he's bigger than a foot. A lot of people have said he's about a foot. I don't think so. I think he's more like 15 inches, honestly. This is the Nucleon Quest Optimus. And as you can see, like, it's the MPG, but he has like mostly black, really. This is I think this is the like Basara or whatever it is, Optimus. I mean, I guess it looks okay, but I don't know, like, is that a guitar that he has? There's a lot of pictures of him. I'm not super interested in that, but maybe you are. Again, if you hear my phone won't stop winging. Hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think he turns into like a plane. I don't know why. I don't know. This is weird to me. I guess it's neat, but it's weird to me. This again is that MPG Super Ginrai done in those like blacky, gray-ish esque type of colors. Like, I guess it looks cool, but like, again, when I know that the Super Ginrai is like $500 Canadian, or actually, that's a lie. I think he's actually more like 400 Canadian. I see this. I'm like, okay, cool. It's a repaint, but like, I'm not spending 400 on the original. I certainly wouldn't do it for a repaint. Like, that's $800 for essentially two Super Ginrais. Like, no, I'm not. I'm just not doing it. It's silly. It's silly to even suggest it. This is the Predacons in their, I guess they're robot modes, and we've talked about how sort of odd these are before. You know, it is what it is, right? What Predaking is that? That is the Adamus Machina T-Spark Predaking is what that is. Let me just check in with you guys here ever so quickly again. Corporate Man says he controls the news. He thinks he does. I keep forgetting it's Thursday. I have days like that. Hey, Dragonfly. And I'm definitely skipping some stuff here, guys. So bear with me a little bit. My apologies. I can also say that's what? Also can say Superman and Let are the same. I don't know what you're talking about. What's Let? Lex are the same. Both come from the same world. Fierce Superman was afraid of using full power. I don't know what you're talking about. Subaru ad. Yeah, they're going to happen. Sorry about that, guys. An Optimus that turns into a jet, that's pretty rare, at least, I guess. Although they did it in Titan's Return. He was like that triple changer. He was part jet, anyway. Age of the Prime Superion is in the display with Predaking. They look of similar size to me. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there when we get down to it. I don't think they look in similar size at all. I think the Predaking looks much wider and significantly taller. But I mean that's just me. Should have grabbed him. What? I saw G1 Sideswipe at an antique store earlier. Oh yeah, cool. How are y'all doing? Hope the week's been all right. It's been okay. You know, tomorrow's Friday. I'm happy about that. What's the latest figure you picked up? Can't tell you that because the latest figure that I picked up, I'm gonna have is the unboxing next week, so I can't answer that yet. There's technically, but to be fair, I only sort of picked it up because I happened upon this particular figure that I was not going to get for cheaper than retail. I had zero interest in getting it, and I got it for one specific reason. Otherwise, I really don't expect to pick anything up till about April, maybe, when the Age of the Prime stuff comes out. I don't have anything to pick up really from the last wave of Legacy because I either don't want it or I already own it. So it's not much there for me, right? I like thus far, I've picked up one thing in 2025, and I'm not anticipating picking up anything else soon, right? You can guess, but I'm not going to answer it tonight because it's going to be next week's unboxing. So, I mean, I ain't going to answer it. All right. Let's keep going here through the images. That's the Predaking. Looks good in beast mode, though I do think Razor Claw looks huge. Again, like it looks pretty good. I wish we saw a color sample. I'd really like that. More of that weird Optimus with the guitar. That's not for me. That takes us down to this. This is the Missing Link RC. A lot of people have said, look, she looks very G1-esque from the front and even the side. But when you look at the back, you can see that there's definitely more engineering going on here than you would have had with G1. I'm not sure that we're going to see that image here. Man, they got to stop with the pictures of whatever this Optimus is. I don't even know what like Basara is. I don't know Macross 7. Like, this is not that interesting to me. Maybe it is to you, but it's not to me. A little picture of Rat Trap, more of that guy with his guitar. Like, okay, we get it. You love that you're doing this crossover. Holy heck. I think the Predaking again looks very cool. As we go through here, I mean, a ton of accessories. I do like that. More of, and I do like the line on the truck for the MPG lad. I think that's really cool. I think this looks great. I just don't think it's worth 400 Canadian. Like, I think it looks phenomenal. But I just don't think at least the Canadian price makes sense. Rat Trap looks amazing. I'm blown away by how good he looks. I'm not an MP guy by any stretch of the imagination, but come on. How can you not be super impressed by that? Again, here you can see a bunch of similarities to the Generations. Thank you. That's what I was trying to do. The front paws, they have more hinges. I wish that the Generations did. He obviously has whiskers. That's nice. I mean, the detailing is there. Man, more of that. Like, is it just me? Like, I don't know what this is. Like, I have less than zero interest in this, and it's like the bulk of the pictures they're taking. And I couldn't care less. I mean, great base mode, great truck mode. I think that's a really ominous looking truck mode. I'm going to ask you, Master Fire, are you getting this? Because you seem really stoked to get the regular color. You're going to go in on this one too, like a Nemesis almost version, even though it's Nucleon Quest, whatever that is. The blasters and stuff. I mean, it's your typical stuff that we have coming with the MPG lad, right? Just in like a black color. I love that the tiger mouth, or yeah, I guess lion head. I said tiger, but lion head mouth opens up. I'm not a huge fan of the actual head sculpt on Predaking, but that's a small price to pay. You can see a lot of the Age of the Primes, Wave 1 stuff here with Wasp, and here with Air Raid, I think it is. Right, there's a Slingshot, and you see Prima and Megatronus up behind. Right, Megatronus looks great with his flame deco on him. Really impressed with that. Transformers 1 Bumblebee and Sentinel. I assume that they are the Studio Series versions, not the mainline versions. Why do I say that? Because Sentinel is pretty big compared to Studio Series Ironhide here, who's a Voyager. This Optimus, we're going to see more images of this, but man, the more I see of this, the less impressed I am. I mean, it got a lot of sculpted detail, but I'm sorry, not for me. The Constructicons look great. Again, some people have said that the forearms on Bone Crusher here are really small, and it feels like his hand is on the forearm rather than at the end of the forearm. I guess I kind of get it, but I think it works okay. Scrapper looks great. I mean, I can't call it a Voyager, even though they're pricing it a Voyager, calling it a Voyager because it has that ratchet. But like, I'm sorry, I can't do it, and we'll see more of that later. Predaking there, looking very Predaking esque, right? He's gigantic. He's so good. And I don't want to go through all of these. I'm going to go down. Let's see. Missing Link, Corden, and Sunstreaker looks good. I do wonder about the shoulder articulation. Like, I know he has more articulation than the G1, which was basically a brick. But I'd like to know exactly what the range of movement is on those shoulders. But he looks good. Here we have Superion. I mean, again, like it looks all right. I just don't like that method of combining. It's just not for me. And we go through here, and more Predaking's legs and feet. I mean, he's definitely bulky and hefty. There's no doubt about it. I fear what the price will be on him. That is the T-Spark 9. I think it's like, I've seen different heights for this guy ranging from 9.1 to 9.8 inches. So he's somewhere between 9 and 10 inches. Right? So he's a big boy. No doubt about it. RC, I mean, she looks like the concept that we've always seen. The little humans that come with Corden and with Sunstreaker. More Sunstreakers. It's amazing how many pictures of like essentially the same thing there is here. And Rat Trap. Oh, I thought that they had the picture in there with Predaking next to Superion. I saw it too, what Razor Bear was talking about. But if we look here at this main one, like look at him next to Hot Rod. Hot Rod or Rodimus or whatever he is. I get that he's squished out. Maybe he is the size. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'd like to see more of it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should stand corrected. I don't know. Let's, however, get back into this. You can make your own call on it, I guess. We'll see more as it comes. If I'm wrong. Transformers 1, episode 1 and 2 of New Adventures. I was excited for that's trash. Just garbage. They're like 2 minutes and they're just it's like watching somebody play a mobile game for 2 minutes. It's not good. It's just not good. Ron Friedman is going to be at TFCon LA March 7th to the 9th. This is the CAD model here for Eternal Wars Starscream. I think it looks pretty good. Kind of bulky. He definitely has his tail fin sticking off the back of his leg. But as much as I don't, here's what I don't get. Why? Why is that sticking off the back of his leg? This is a CAD model. You could have designed that so that it just folded in on the back of his leg. Having it off isn't doing him any favors in terms of look. It's like when I complain about the Earthrise Seeker mold. Why are all the wings on the feet, on the ankles, on the feet? Like, that's not the way they were in G1. It's not the way they are in the show at all. The legs of, if anything, the legs of the Siege are more accurate. Because, or the best is New Age. New Age actually takes the tail fin and stuff and just folds it in. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I don't know why Hasbro couldn't have just folded it in the leg. I don't know. Seemed like the logical thing to me. This looks okay. Bit bulkier than I would like, but it looks all right, I guess. And I'm going to go back from this page. And I'm going to check in with you guys before I go on with the next bit of news. Oh, I guess I'll mention this. This is a 40th anniversary foldable box. I think we saw one that was like an Autobot logo on it and like another with a Decepticon logo. This is a Bumblebee one on, obviously. It goes, like it can go flat or It could be a box. I think it's like a 50. Is it 50 liter? I think it's a 50 liter box. If I can find, yeah, 50 liter box retails for about $45 US. So you're looking at, I don't know, 75 cents, 80 cents a liter, basically. I don't know. I guess it's neat. I suppose I see this. And I'm like, why? I don't understand why. But that's just me. Let's check in with you guys. Maybe you guys think a box is really cool. Who am I to argue? Let's see. Everybody's saying they would have grabbed that side swipe. I mean, I have a side swipe. I wouldn't have gone back now and grabbed a G1 side swipe. He was pretty good 40 years ago. It's just I'm beyond that. But I mean, to each their own. I'd love to have the MPG God Ginrai, but not for 500 for both of them. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's a law of diminishing returns. That's charging so much that, like, what's the point in making it? Because anybody with a rational mind, and I'm not going to say limited finances, but responsibilities with their finances, like somebody who can't just go out and spend it on it, I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, I don't think so. Now, there are people who love the character who will be in on it, and they probably buy less and they save for it or they plan for it. That's different. But if you're somebody who buys a lot regularly and, spends a lot on this hobby regularly, like, that's going down an expensive rabbit hole. Somebody like Master Fire, for example, that loves the character, I get it. I remember all of the hype that he had for the mainline God Ginrai. I'm not surprised that he would go for this one. He loves the character, right? So I get that. But I don't know. I don't think it's for everybody. I think it's for a very specific type of collector. That's what I would say. Reverse Convoy from Robot Masters. Yeah, Reverse Convoy was weird. Your cousin was in a Subaru ad, Blue? That's cool. Wow. In 2018? Wow, that's really cool, man. Excited for Solus. I'm very excited to see how effective she is. The Siege Sideswipe mold has made Hasbro $1 billion. Yeah, probably. I mean, they've reused it like 16 times or something. I need to see what? I need to see Megatronus before I think about buy or pass, because I'm debating making my Megatronus turn. I mean, you could look at it, but they're not the same guy. That RC is rad. First missing link. I may be in a. I could see that. A lot of people. I think RC is going to be more popular than people think. Let's see. Speaking of Nemesis Prime, hopefully they recolor the 86 Optimus. I'd be down for that. Yeah, I mean, they probably would. I'm not down for it. I mean, that, to get recolors of that commander class would be $130 plus tax each time. No thanks. I got a Nemesis already, and I'm cool with it. I don't need recolors of 86 Optimus. I think that they'll do it. But again, to me, it's like, this is commander class every time. It's just too expensive. It's as simple as that. I think it'd be a beautiful job, but I just think it's too expensive. Nucleon Quest was basically Special Mission or Black Ops Optimus. I assumed that he was going looking for Nucleon. That, that dangerous energy that can, like, kill a bot and over time and stuff. That Nucleus is made out of, right? The thing is, I see very little that was done with MPG Super Ginrai that would make that. What? That couldn't have been done at Commander. I don't care about the diecast. I agree. I don't care about diecast either. Doesn't mean anything to me. Let's see as we go down here. As we go down here. Autobot Killer? Wow, that's dark, man. Yes, 86 Optimus is an amazing mold, and he's absolutely worth Commander price. I did the math when I reviewed the guy. He has the mass, he has the engineering, he has the paint, he has it all. But I just don't want to spend a Commander price for a number of repaints. Excellent. I wouldn't mind if they updated Megatron to a cannon like Galvatron. Interesting. They named that overcharged triple changer appropriately. Amazon charges 53 as if they're giving a discount, a whole $2 off. Oh yeah, that's the way discounts work in Canada, like forever. That's a sale in Canada. Welcome to the way they do sales here. Anyway, moving on. This Authentics Shockwave is garbage. I mean, from what I can tell, no bicep swivel, no waist. I don't think the hip skirt gets out of the way, so no kick forward or out to the side or anything. I'm not sure if there's a knee, but I'm going to reckon that there's probably not. I'm going to say that's a mushroom peg. I'm going to say this is about as dynamic as that Shockwave can get. It's the evergreen design. And like, I guess if you just want a Shockwave to stand there, it's okay, but like, it's articulation limits are just confounding. And then what the hell is this? They call it a spaceship, but come on. You're not even trying now. You just turned the lower legs on what I assume is a mushroom peg, and you put the ankles down, and you just put the arms up over the head like this. Like, come on. This is garbage. Don't waste your money on this. It's as simple as that. I could lie and say, oh, it's a Transformer. You should probably get it, but like, it's garbage. Pure garbage. Then Perfect Toy. Well, I want to make sure that I got information right for this. Perfect Toy. They have done previous RC Transformers. This is the first time they've done a Cyberverse transforming Megatron tank. This is a company that is a Chinese company. It is officially licensed. You're able to make him transform with gestures or your voice. It'll be about $36 US. I don't know. I mean, Cyberverse Megatron. I don't really like Cyberverse Megatron. I don't mind him being a tank. I just don't like him. So anyway, I don't know. If you want it, then it's a thing that exists. I don't know if it's going to be available outside of China or not. I would think that it will eventually. This is more of the studio series, Optimus Prime. This is like some of the in-hand images. I think that's the only picture you have, so I'm not going to waste time on that. But we are going to talk about it shortly. We go up here. Let's do Star Convoy, though, before we get into the stuff with that. I'll spit this out in a minute. Before we get into the stuff with that, wow, I just lost my train of thought. That Optimus. There you go. That Optimus. Thank you. That Optimus. There you go. Thank you very much. Whew. Let me go back and see what you guys are saying. Cup of Joe on Joe. Is that really your middle name? Cool. I'm going to give that a like. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for being a Super Chat super fan. I cannot thank you enough, my friend. Since Rhino scales better with Earthrise, I'm sticking with Earthrise. And honestly, there's an argument for that because the Earthrise is great too. How the hell is Authentic still going? I ask myself the same question all the time. That Shockwave looks gross. I agree. Yeah, I know. Look at how they did the power cord on the arm. That was the other thing that I noticed. It's ridiculous. Like, it's so bad. So bad. Shockwave's transformation is like putting a shirt on a baby. You're not even a little bit wrong. Hey, Sovereign. Jumpstarters had more play value than that Shockwave. You're not wrong. Not even a little bit. So we got Star Convoy here. First things first. This is not a Micromaster hot rod. This is a core class hot rod. I actually bought the core class hot rod to go with my Select Star Convoy. Guess it was a good move. I'm not going to lie. I do really dig the yellow on the thighs of the one that comes with the new Titan. I'm not sure about the shoulder articulation on it, though. I feel like the articulation of the proper core class one might be better. And I think I like the head and face sculpt of the core class one a little bit better. I mean, can you argue with that truck mode? It looks quintessential for Star Convoy. This looks pretty good. Notice how big and chonky his legs are, especially his lower legs. I'm wondering if that's as deep as his knee can go. I'd like to know the range of motion on that knee. Because, like, I'm even looking here and, like, he's kind of lurched forward, but, like, the knee don't look super deep bent to me, and it's always a walking pose. Has a waist. That's cool. The shoulders, I've only seen go out that far. I'd like to know if they can do a full T pose. I'm thinking that they might be able to, but again, like, look at the legs. At no point are they fully bent, so I don't know if they can. I do like that the star on his chest isn't separate from the chest, that the whole chest comes down in one piece, and you can put Hot Rod in there. And I guess the Zodiac goes down here, so I actually really like that. Again, just walking. And, like, I'm wondering, is this it? Is this as close as he can get to a sitting pose? Because the thighs are kind of short. And if the leg can bend more, is it one of those cases where the back of the lower leg fills up the entire thigh, which I've always thought looks kind of silly. Don't get me wrong. I think he's magnificent. I'm still not sure if I'm in for him or not. I think he absolutely is the right size for Star Convoy. I'm totally behind all that. I'm just having some niggling questions about the range of motion. That's all. Looks spectacular, no doubt about it. So let's get out of there. That came from, Mark Mar. Again, there was no worthwhile details in there, though. This is first of two news entries toys. And this is their take on Slug or Slag, if you will. I like the Triceratops look here. I would never in a billion years guess that this is a Dinobot. This is a cool look with all of his little spiky bits off. Again, like, cool looking robot. Is anybody out there going to say that they would guess that this is the Dinobot Slag? I mean, anybody. Would one person, if I didn't tell you, would you look at this and say, oh, yeah, that's obviously Dinobot, Slag, Slug, whatever you want to call it? I wouldn't. It looks cool. I just wouldn't say that it's a Dinobot. I don't know. I mean, again, impressive, just a little too stylized for my personal taste. As we go down here, like, you can see him with other Dinobots, I guess. I guess this is Snarl. And this is, I don't know, Swoop. I don't even know who it is. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Need, I guess. Yeah, that was Swoop. I get it in Dino mode. I think the Dino mode is cool. I get them all in Dino mode. But the robot modes are just too stylized for my taste. Maybe you love it. And you know what? If you do, cool. I think that they're cool robots. I think they're cool transforming robots. I just don't think they would be the Dinobots for me, if that makes sense. Let's go. Where is it? Might as well do this now. Yeah, here's the second piece. Who's from Cang Toys. They're also going to be doing these Dinobots in Generations Chug scale. This is Snarl in grayscale, but apparently it's Generation Chug scale. It's a little simplified from the MP scaled one, as you would expect. But, like, you look at the way the pieces come up over the shoulders, very much like the MP one. Now, this is all grayscale, so it's hard to get an appreciation for it. But if we move on enough through the images, we will get to the Dino mode, which, again, I look at that and I'm like, okay, I guess that's a Stegosaurus, sort of, kind of. That's a foot mode for Volcanicus. And this is the MP next to the Chug scale. And you can see the similarities. Like, you can see that there are certain differences with sculpt that's simplified on the Chug one. But undoubtedly, they are the same character, right? Different version of the same character. Undoubtedly. I guess, well, Indonesia had a whole bunch of stuff that came out, like, this week. Like, this is the Swapticon 5-pack. And it's Ape Link and Optimus Primal and Gator Megatron and Skull Cruncher and Beast Wars Scorponok. But none of the pictures are very good because of the glare. This is about the closest one. And they look real simple, small, junky, if you ask me. But that's not all that came from Indonesia this week. They also have the latest Studio Series Wave out on shelves. This is, of course, is the deluxe Devastation Optimus Prime from Studio Series, right? The Jazz reissue is out. You can see over here that the Slingshot is out. Right there's a Constructicon right there. There's Wasp. That right there looks to be Megatronus. So they're out in Indonesia already. They're slated to come to Canada in May. So I guess we'll see as time goes on. I got all of that. Cyberworld. I guess I'll go into this. So Cyberworld revealed this poster. Apparently that's Optimus. You can see the tires on his forearms. Reminds me of Classics Optimus with chunks of cab on his forearms. Bumblebee up behind. I assume that's Megatron. And there was another image where it looked like Grimlock. I think this is a YouTube show, is what I have gathered. But what confuses me is I'm not sure if it's almost like a choose your own adventure type of thing. I'm not really sure how this show is going to work at this point, because there was a whole blurb that went with this, because the unveiling of the toy line is going to be newsflash at Nuremberg Toy Fair, which is coming up January 28th to February 1st. So in the next week, 2 weeks, we should definitely get more details about the toy line as well as the show. But I think it's a YouTube show and it might be interactive in some way. I don't know. Details are iffy. This looks a little more cell shaded than we've had in the last few shows. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. A lot up in the air about Cyberworld, though, if you ask me. Yeah, that's the Grimlock right there. I don't know if you could see it. Right there's the Grimlock. I don't know. Maybe this will be a good show. Maybe it won't. I guess we'll see. I'm going to go to both of those in just a moment. The AMK Mirage, that's out. It's a promotional video here. I'm not going through all of that again because we've done it before. 40th anniversary trading card decks. I'm not a trading card guy, so I'm not going to go into that. Now, let's talk about these two things here. Let's do this first. This is Leader Class, I will note, Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime. And of course, we've seen sort of the backpack, and then we saw the sword, and it's like, man, something happens with that backpack. Something's going on there. And like, there's the sword in his hand and a shield. Cool. Shield's fine. I do like the look of this. I still think that the gray on the chest and the head desperately needs silver. I can even forgive it on the legs and the arms, but the chest and the head desperately needed silver. This looks really dull with the gray. Huge backpack, of course, on the back, but as you can see, you can flip that part up and flatten out the two sides, and you have a little port here that you can put the sword and the shield into. There's truck mode. You can also remove the whole backpack, by the way. It's just out with a mushroom peg. So I guess if you're cool with parts forming and you don't want the backpack on there, you can just take it off. I also know that these top sections of the cab become the lower part of these legs. I wonder how deep it is, because the Voyager from 2017 did not have a deep bend, and I raked it over the coals for it. Hated it because I was like a modern in the 21st century. The thing can't bend its knee. I hated it. You can see the robot mostly underneath here. All the accessories. The shield is in two pieces. That's weird, but whatever. And it all stores, like, that's fine. Now, this is where things get interesting for me. This is a leader class next to the 2017 Voyager. Granted, the Voyager should have had some extra paint down on the feet and the shins and a little bit of gold, but I'm sorry. Explain to me how this new one is a leader, and don't give me the nonsense of it's the engineering and the parts count. That's BS. Okay, that's nonsense and BS. They're feeding you a line of crap that you bought. Stop it. These are the same size. One was already overpriced at $39 when it was released. It should have been $29 Canadian, that being the original Voyager. And now this new one, which is the same size as that thing that should have been $29, is going to be $78.99 Canadian. I'm sorry, no way. It lacks too much paint. It lacks too much size. It has an ugly backpack. The way that they deal with it is a lazy mushroom peg. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. You put these together, and I do not see why this on the left is a leader class. That's a scam. I call it scammer class. The backpack on the original Voyager, I think, is actually cleaner. I think the original Voyager is better than this new one. And here's the kicker. Now he's next to what was the leader class that was released in Age of Extinction. That was leader class Optimus Prime next to Studio Series leader class Optimus Prime. I find this embarrassing. If I worked at Hasbro and had the gall to put these next to each other and say that they're both leader class, I'd be embarrassed because they're not. They're just not. This is why mass matters, folks. I think this is garbage. I wouldn't waste the money on it. Stick with the original. Like, here he is with three other Voyagers. 38, the Rise of the Beast Studio Series, and the, I guess that's the, what was it? Studio Series 5, I think it was. Maybe it's 32. But, like, it's a Voyager. It's not a leader. Stop calling it a leader. It's not at all. I don't know. I'm not impressed with this in the least. I think it's garbage. Don't waste your money on it. And then we have this guy. And, like, don't get me wrong. Dude looks cool. That gun is way too big for him. The little black one is neat. Dude looks all right from here on the front. Okay. So inside on the upper arm and the lower arm, that's a little hollow, But look how hollow the back of the legs are here. Remember, this is a Voyager, not a deluxe. They're selling this as a Voyager. Little bits of what I guess is Devastator blaster, right? And his own blaster. There's the leg, fine enough leg as he should be. And now here's the real kicker. Voyager on the left, Voyager on the right. Again, I'm sorry, but no, the new one's not a Voyager. It's a deluxe. I don't care if it has a ratchet. It's a deluxe, and you're scamming people selling it as a Voyager. The one that came in the Combiner Wars, that's a Voyager, and I got news for you. Scrapper in the Combiner Wars pack is a small Voyager at that. Look at the legs. Like, both of these are supposed to be Voyager? Are you high? Are you drunk? Like, no, man. They're just not. The Combiner Wars one is. This is a deluxe. I'm going to close that because we're done with those images. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's cool and all, but to call that a Voyager is insulting people's intelligence. It really is. It really is. I mean, to each their own, but I'm just saying, man. No news on Sure Shot. Sorry, buddy. I like how the core hot rod with Star Convoy looks so much better than the Kingdom Core. Yeah, he does. No doubt he looks better than the Kingdom Core, except for the head sculpt. But other than that, yes, he does look much better than the one that came with or that came out in Kingdom and the beginning of Legacy. They need to do Sky Gary and Grandis too. I agree. Yeah, chunky shins, right? I'm truly tempted for Star Optimus Prime. Yeah, here he's 200, so it's not a huge difference, but I feel like that's about the right price for him, and he is impressive. There's no doubt about it. Gary Chalk is doing a lot better. Yes, that's true too, which is nice to hear that, his treatment is certainly helping him. That's wonderful news. I think authentics exists for families that are less fortunate in economic stability. Yeah, that was the idea behind it. But stop giving them garbage. Why don't you just make your product your good product, and instead of overcharging that, just sell it for a reasonable price and sell it worldwide, and stop making garbage and trying to push that on people. I always see those at Dollar General and Family Dollar. They're for the poor. You're saying they're for the poor, basically. No, that's stop that. Stop that elitist bullshit. That stuff makes me angry when people say that crap, because that's what it is. No, it's not for the poors. It's for scamming people. It's designed to scam people. It's not that they're doing a solid. It's not that they're trying to give something to people that are having financial hardship. That's not what it is. It's the littlest amount we can do and scam people. That's what it is. What's with Star Convoy holding a Dragon Ball? He's not holding a Dragon Ball. He's holding a Zodiac. You're what? Are you getting a shower? Okay. When you get out, can we open the thing? Or did you want to do that before? No, you go get your shower. Wheeljack's again, Wheeljack Authentic looks G1 cartoon. Yes, but it's junk. It's garbage. It's trash. It's not worth the plastic that was put into it. It's not worth $1. It's not worth 1 penny. It's junk. You know what they should have done? They should have just took the Kingdom Wheeljack and instead of overcharging for it, reduce the price and make it worldwide. It's called making your profit through volume. It's not rocket science, guys. Hey, Jason. And this year is 20th anniversary of what? Mini affordable Transformers. Yeah. Can't wait till Canada becomes. Yeah, that's not happening. I can assure you that's 150 billion% not happening. The dollar store RC is so sad. That is yes, the dollar store RC is such junk. I think I'm gonna hunt down Cyberverse Ultimate Stomp and Chomp Grimlock because he looks like a fun. You know what's funny? So, a couple of years ago, as a lot of you know, I had a full year-long position at a particular school, and one of my students at the beginning of the year, well, not quite the beginning, but fairly early, and they knew that I collected Transformers stuff. He actually brought that Stomp and Chomp Grimlock in, and it stood on my desk all year until the end of the year. It was his gift to me. It was grade 3, right? It was his gift to me. And at the end of the year, of course, like I said, you should really take him back and give him a good home, right? But it was on my desk all year. He was like the classroom bot, and you're right. I mean, he's simple. You're not going to do a lot with him. He's very niche, but he is a bit of a hoot. I'm not going to lie. Authentics can be used for diorama, can be destroyed to replicate a destiny. I guess you could do that. I guess if you want to buy them to destroy them, but I'm not into spending money on things I destroy. I'm not that guy. I don't understand when like sometimes you see people and like they'll get angry and like they'll throw their video game controllers and stuff. A buddy of mine years ago was playing WWF Royal Rumble on his Super Nintendo. And he lost the match or lost the Royal Rumble or something. And he went out and he got a steel-toed work boot and he put it through the machine. Amazingly, it was able to be fixed. But like I was like, why did you do that? Like you spent a bunch of money on that Super Nintendo at the time. Why would you beat it with the boot because you got angry? Like to me, it was silly. Let's see about the news here and see if I covered everything. Let's see if I covered everything. How about that angry German kid who yells out profanities and smashes his keyboard in anger? I don't have a clue what you're talking about, but okay. Let's see if I went through all the stuff. The T-Spark Zone stuff we went through. The New Adventures Transformer 1 stuff was very disappointing. Ron Friedman at TFCon LA. The Eternal War. Starscream CAD 40th anniversary we talked about. 40th anniversary. That's that Bumblebee leader container thing. You can buy now if you don't own the hard copies like I do, you can now buy from Amazon digital copies of the entire series of Transformers animated seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Energon and of Cybertron. They're all there for, as far as I know, it's only in the US, but you can check your local Amazon in your country and see if they're there for purchase as well. That Shockwave, that's garbage, by the way, that's 11 inches, so almost the height of a Titan. We talked about the Perfect Toys RC Tank Megatron, the Studio Series Leader Optimus Prime, and the 86 Scrapper that are